Hi, it's Sheila from She's a Sassy Lady, and I want to share some things with you this morning. I was going through, and I have this stack, and you've got to see this stack. It is literally 4 inches deep of scrap paper. I mean, Christmas cards are done with, 4 Christmas card parties are done with. So what I'm doing is I'm going to sit down and organize this. Now, what I've got here in this little stack here is cards or paper that are 12 inches long. The reason why I separate that is so oftentimes I'm cutting something off my Explorer and I need something that's just a couple inches, but I need it all the way across. These are my 12-inch long papers. I then have miscellaneous size papers in here. This was a bad cut, and so I kept the paper so I can use it for miscellaneous sizes. These were papers that I cut out already to use for an easel card, so I put that aside, and I've got that ready. Then I have small scraps. I have a stack of those over here, and I just started this, so I've got a long way to go. And then I have card sizes that are folded up into just cards so that I could just put a face on it and have cards ready made. And I mean, I've got stuff to start with right there, my base of my cards. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just sitting here, and I'm sure this is going to take a long time to do, but let me tell you, it sure will make my scrap room look a lot better, and I'm sure it will yours too, because there's nothing worse. We don't want to throw these nice papers that we get out, and so if we just take the time to just cut the edges off, trim them up nicely so they're nice and straight, stack them up into different piles. Like this one, it's just a small one, so it'll go on this stack. This is an 8.5 by 11, but I just have this feeling that it might be wide enough for a card. It is. It's 4¼ inches wide. Just 4¼ inches wide. Just perfect. So we're going to take, and we will keep this paper. That'll be the base of some card in the future. And what I do is just score it, because if I want to turn this into an easel card, let's face it, all I have to do is just fold it one more time and score it. But this way, I've got it in the stack and it's ready to go. Small pieces, once again, I want to tell you I used a lot of small pieces. Now look at this one. This is a 12-inch, but I've got edge and edge. And I imagine it can be used. We'll put it there just in case. Another 12-inch. And when I get these 12 inches like that, I just quickly take a scissors and get this excess off and throw it in the garbage so that I have it. There we go. So I'm going to keep working, and then after I get it all done, I'll come back and show you. Well, I thought I'd just check back for a minute. I am not done yet. I can't believe this. I've been cutting and cutting and cutting. My stacks are getting bigger. This is 12 by 12 paper. I stuck 11-inch papers in here too, because so often, you know, when we're making something on the Explorer, all we need are eyes or buttons or something like that. That will work out very well. So I've got that. And look at how big this stack is getting. One thing I want to tell you, I made the thickest papers, not the thickest, the widest papers on the bottom, so it looks like it, you could look at it like this, going at it and see all the different colors of what's available. But what's nice is I took the time to trim all the edges so I don't have to do that later on. This is my medium stack, and then I've got a small stack, and I just got to get back to work, but I thought I'd stop and say hi again. Here's the first 3 colors that I pulled. I've got this wonderful paper, and I know this comes from Design Cuts with a View. I just don't know which pack it comes from. And then these are just papers, just sheets of paper, and I'm going to use that. I think I'm going to use an easel card. And then also this, and it was in the same pack as that, so I know that they match perfect, okay? So I'm going to get to work, and I think it's going to be an easel card because it's really easy to put one together. I'll be back in a minute. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. I wanted to show you where I stack this. I put my large scraps here. I put my large scraps here right above it, and then on top of that I put another one of these plastic containers that are holds my close to my heart paper. So I'm going to put that on there, and then the reason why I'm holding my camera is because then on my close to my heart one I lay my camera down so it looks down at my desk at what I'm doing down here. So I'm going to get to work and put this together so we can do this card. Hi, it's Sheila from She's a Sassy Lady, and I'm back. This is what I did. I got everything cut out and I used scraps. Okay, I've got my 3 boxes right in front of me, right above me, and I've got one is large scraps, and the next one's large scraps, and below that then I have my close to my heart paper. So anyway, I cut these out, and behind me, and I'll show you that before I finish, behind me I have a small box, and in the box I was having a difficult time, so what I did is I stood the paper up in it. And that's all my small leftovers that would fit, you know, little sizes like that, so that I could put it together. Now what I'm doing is, remember I had a stack of, like here's the stack of different envelopes that I had ready that I could make cards with. So what I did is I just grabbed from there, and you saw me, I just folded for the ATG gun, for the easel card, and I just refilled my ATG. Do you know that still to this day I have to get online and pull up one of the videos on how to put in your goodies. So I'm just going to put this together real fast so that you can see it. I already put my pieces together, and I tell you what, I just love the Explorer because I went in, and of course with the white paper you can't use a scrap when it comes to what you're going to print on your machine. But I went in and I did flowers. See? Isn't this too cute? I did little flowers, flattened them on my card, and I was able to get it. You're seeing something here, and I'm trying to see what you. There we go. What you were seeing is my shelf that's up above me, and I printed out these 2 little flowers, and these colors were not the right colors, and what I did is I changed them to fit and match the color. See, I used that orange color, and then this white, yellowy, creamy color, and then I used the gray in the background, and I did the same thing with that. So that worked. And then I used leftover paper on that. I had another leftover paper I used, and I didn't have enough, and it didn't cut the edge right. I had it loaded wrong, and oh well. Oh, I don't want to put that on. I want to use paper to lift it up, foam tape, so it fits better. And we'll just get 2 of these on. I like these easel cards. I was at my November 8th card party and made my first easel card, and now I think I did a lot of Christmas cards that were easel cards, and I just really enjoy them. You know what I really like about it? The way they stand up. The way they stand up. And this, it just says, God bless you. You could use it for an encouragement card. You could use it actually for a sympathy card too if you wanted it, and just write your little note inside that you want to put. But it says, God bless you. And that was close to my heart stamp. Now with this one, all I have to do, and again I used those little scraps, and I had enough to do 2 papers. To do, not 2 papers, 2 cards to do this. To come out just so. And I like them. I didn't want to use the same flower though on the inside. There's that. And some gray. So I'm kind of bringing all the colors in that are in that original flowered paper. And I use the gray on the base of my paper too. Oh, I'm sorry. I bet that made a lot of noise on the video. I'm sorry. My ATG, I tried to set it on my tweezers and they didn't quite work that way. I'm going to move the tweezers and the outsides out of the way. Now, what you do with the easel card here is just this bottom one. You just put all kinds of ATG glue on it so it'll stand up just right. And I make sure that there's plenty of glue on there. The only hard part I had is when I want to go set the card base on there. I want to get it straight. So, I'll show you what I do. My fingers are stuck to this. I think the paper will stick. Okay, I lay my card out flat like that. I'm going to widen this a little bit. There we go. I lay it out flat so I can see exactly where this is going to lay down. And I touch my ends of it first. And make sure it fits on there. And it does. Okay. Then I am going to take in one of these and I'm going to pop dot it also. Well, I use the foam tape. Never really got into the pop dots because I use a little bit more than the pop dots allow. I don't like how it would concave in or fall in or push off. I don't take any chances with my cards. I want them to stay together. So I probably overdo on the foam tape, but I'd rather overdo than have a card fall apart. And then set the flower right there. Reach for a pen. Sign the back of the card. I always put the year. And then what you've got is a card that stands up just like that. Isn't that awesome? Let me see if I can't lean it where you see the light. See, isn't that awesome? And look how fast it went together. And the good news is it's all scraps. Okay, I'm going to put the other one together and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back and here they are. They're completed. 2 beautiful cards from scraps. Things that should have been in the garbage, and I turned it into 2 wonderful, wonderful little cards, along with using my expression, of course, for the 2 pieces of artwork that we ran. Everything else, well, this and this was cut by the expression, as well as the frame was cut by the expression. So they turned out great, and something I'd be happy to show anyone or send anyone. And who's going to know the difference? I know you're not going to tell them. So I thought I'd just lay that down so you can see it lays down like a regular flat card. And all you do is take your 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, cut it right down the center so it's 4 1/4 wide, fold it in half so you've got 5.5 inches, then take that other little piece, fold it in half, and that's how you get it to stand up. Isn't that great? And then just use your foam tape down here and it'll make a nice little ridge to stand up your card. You have a blessed day. Thank you for joining us today at She's a Sassy Lady. Bye now.